convince yourself that not very many people watch the Olympics, you don't really realize it because it's too nerve-wracking to think about. But now I really understand it, and you know, I'm 22 years old, I'm still young, but it's crazy to be in the position that I am. It's really cool.
But it sounds like on a completely different level that gymnastics has enriched your life in this way, like that it's brought you in closer touch with your heritage.
Definitely. I mean, it's incredible to think, you know, that, I mean, I always go back to my parents. It's like, little did my mom know, you know, when she put me in gymnastics when I was 2, and when she showed me that VHS tape of the '96 Women's Olympic Gymnastics team, that it would be a result of all of this. So it's definitely owe it to my mom. My dad would be annoyed if I gave her the credit. He always says I get all my talent from him, but I owe my mom a lot too.
And you mentioned lighting the torch at the Maccabiah Games. What was that like? Can you describe the experience? I mean, geez.
It's just incredible. My coaches were actually there as well. So it's really hard to put into words, but it's something that you never think of. You know, I dreamed of going to the Olympics, but I never expected everything else to come after it. But it's just, I'm still in awe of all these amazing opportunities that I've gotten to do. But being able to go to Israel, I've been there one time. It was so beautiful. My whole family went. It was such a special moment. And to be able to, it was just, it's hard to put into words. It was so cool.
And so you're sitting here and you have all of these young girls and boys who would love to be, maybe not just a gymnast, maybe a different sport. What advice would you give to an aspiring athlete?
I would say to find something that you love to do, and to remember that it's not always easy. There are obviously a lot of hard days, you know, in anything that you do in life. It doesn't matter what you do for work, it doesn't matter what sport you do, anything, there's always tough days, but I think that those days are there for a reason, and they make you stronger. You know, if you had looked at my career, I was never someone that you would, you know, you would pick out of a crowd and say that I was the best. When I was 6 years old, I was in pre-team and we were learning round-up back handsprings, and my whole group actually got to move on to the next level, and I had to stay back and repeat it for another year because I was the worst on floor. And then I went on to win at the Olympics, so that just shows it doesn't matter where you start. It's all about the journey, it's all about the hard work. You know, my coaches always say they'll take hard work over talent any day, because being a hard worker and, you know, the kind of character you have is far more important than what you do on the mat.
Well, and what you have to know too is that Aly, her entire career, and I've known her since she was a junior, has always, and even after your success, you always competed like you were the underdog. Like, she always competed like, well, I'm not the best at this, so I have to work harder, right? I mean, you were the overachiever.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say the last year leading up to the Olympics, I really struggled a lot with, you know, competing. I would always make a mistake on an event. I would either fall, or it would just not be the way that I practiced. You know, Marta always says, don't underdo it, don't overdo it. Just do it the exact same like you practice. But that's easier said than done. You know, we train in a gym completely by myself with my 2 coaches. There's no one else there. There's music, but that's it. There's no one else watching. And then you go into an arena with thousands and thousands of people, and there's cameras in your face. It's a completely different world. So it's really hard. The mental aspect was really hard for me, especially taking a year off. It was hard to get back into that and to have that confidence of competing again. So it also goes to show that even if you're struggling, you have to kind of keep pushing through. I'd say the year before 2012 and the year before this past Olympics were probably the roughest years I had, but it kind of all came together at the Olympics because I kept pushing, and I knew that everything happens for a reason. You have to somehow find the good in everything, even if it's bad, even if you're frustrated, you know, even if you're going through a hard time, you got to find some way to find that motivation.
And that work ethic